If you have just tuned in, we welcome you to the show, and we kick off this morning getting an update out of Gaza. There have been protests, demands for reconstruction of houses demolished by the brutal Zionist occupier, Israel. And we learned about protests on Monday in front of the main gate of the head office of the UN Relief and Works Agency in Gaza, where the gate of the compound was actually set on fire during the protest. Joining us this morning is Palestinian activist who is based in Gaza, Areej Alastal. Areej, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm so happy and so glad to be with you here. And I really thank you for inviting me and to talk about this important issue. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, it is a very, very important issue, and considering the airstrikes and the damage and the destruction to life and to property that had taken place in Gaza, it is understandable as to why the Palestinian refugees, and particularly those in Gaza, are angry, and the protests that had taken place on Monday, Arish.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that the place that they actually have done the protest is near me, and their action is something. It's their right. What are they calling? What are they calling for? They are calling just for to reply their houses. This is their homes, so they're not calling actually the on over to provide them. I don't know, going to the Middle East or going to Paris to go for a holiday. No, it's their right. They want just a house, and this issue is, can you imagine, from 2014, so over 7 years they are calling and no one is hearing them. Let me say, now we are in summer and tomorrow we will be in winter, so even in summer here in Gaza it's really hot and the temperature is boiling. So can you imagine that you don't have a house to protect you? What about in winter? Can you imagine that the rain will come and enter your house, and there are some people they don't even have houses to live in. And let me say that the Palestinians here, they can like hardly provide for their families their daily needs. So how will they have money to rebuild their houses? So really, it's our right. It's our right to do this.
Yes, and also I think one needs to appreciate the fact, the extent of the damage, because we've learned that at least, at the very least, minimum, 12,000 housing units were completely destroyed, and another 160,000 homes that were damaged, Arish.
Yes, let me say the houses that people classify them as they are damaged. You can think that okay, they're damaged as let me say a window is broken, or no, the damaged houses, because you know the Israeli bombs are really, really, really strong and powerful. The damaged houses, like half of the house is not there. This is what damaged houses here means. And these people actually, believe me, most people really, really don't have money to rebuild them again. And having these houses destroyed since 2014 till now, it's a big problem. Can you imagine how many years they like haven't lived like any person in the world? Like, it's our right. It's for each human. It's his right to live peacefully in a house. So we're not calling for something like, let me say, for something that extra. No, it's our right.
Well, definitely it is your right. And also, I think, I can imagine how difficult it is for Palestinian families to live in those homes where you say even half the house is basically destroyed. And how do you lead a normal family life? Because even when you're living within a family, you need privacy, you need your own space. And I'm sure that is extremely difficult to live like this day by day, and you're talking of going back 7 years. So I can imagine all the problems associated with trying to lead a normal life in a damaged home.
Well, let me tell you that for in these homes, there's no privacy. Since these homes are mostly half of them is destroyed, people tend to go and rent a house. And as I told you, there's no money even for them, like to provide their daily needs. So this is why you will find people renting a house, and they don't like, they have a house, it's not that good, but it's a house, and but they don't have their daily needs. It's really hard. It's really hard to live in this situation, like living in a house which is not even a house. And let me tell you, we're talking about weather, not only weather, but also the wars. We have 2021 and 2022. So imagine these people whose houses were destroyed in 2014 are living another war in a destroyed house in 2021 war and 2022 war. So can you imagine this? Can you imagine this big problem for them? We're not only facing weather, but we're also facing war. So it's really hard. It's really hard. And let me say that even the prices for rebuilding a house here in Gaza, it's really, really, really expensive, because the Israeli occupation, the needs of building a house here, like they do put like to let it enter Gaza, they actually they try to, let me say, like to sell it for us in high prices, so we don't rebuild our houses. So this is another problem that we here face also.
Yes. Now, do we know why there is a delay on the part of the UN Relief and Works Agency to rebuild these homes?
Well, let me say that there isn't a realistic reason for this. They are just, I don't know, they are just trying to tell us, okay, tomorrow, and tomorrow, okay, the day after, like for no reason. I've actually read a report that they said in it that because this issue is old. What, this issue is old? Okay, I'm going to say this issue is old. Okay, 2014, it's old. Let's go to this war that just happened before a month, 2022 war. This war, after 5 years, there will, of course, there will happen another war. So this 2022 war will be old for them. Don't say this war is old. Say it's your it's your duty to rebuild the houses. It's your duty to solve the problems here that happened because of the war. So really, it's really heartbreaking saying that this problem or this issue is old, because if for you, if it's old, let me say for us as Palestinians, no, it's not. We're living this day by day. It's here in our hearts. So for them it's old, and for us we're living it every day. It's really
Exactly.
disappointing hearing things like this, that it's old.
Exactly, and also I think the anger of the Palestinians is justified, because what the protesters and what the Palestinians are actually saying is the UN Relief and Works Agency is carrying out the same agenda as the Israeli occupiers, just to make the suffering of the Palestinians worse.
Yeah, and making the suffering of the Palestinian even more and more. And they come and just photo or take videos of the Palestinians in the protest and saying that, oh, look, what are they doing? They're throwing stones, and they're doing bad things. Like let me say, as they say, every action has a reaction. So this is like, let me say, this is it. Like you said that you will rebuild our houses from 2014 until now. We can't see anything. So stop just saying that, okay, tomorrow and the day after, and you're not doing anything. You're just giving promises. And let me say, giving promises, this reminds me of people or countries that, sorry, countries who just keep supporting us, the Palestinians, with words and promises and not even actions. And this is what the UNRWA is trying just to say. We don't want the UNRWA just to go on TVs and say they help the Palestinians, because okay, they do help the Palestinians. Okay, they do give and provide us with so many needs, but not providing us to rebuild our houses is something really important. Let me say, having a house is much more important than providing our daily needs. Can you imagine? Okay, I can. It's okay to stay in a house that I have no bread, nothing to eat, but To have a house, it's something really important than daily needs, than food and everything.
Exactly. Well, Sister Areej, I must say Jazakallah to you for
Thank you.
coming on, taking time out and talking to us this morning. We wish you all the best, inshallah, and we continue praying for the well-being of our Palestinian brothers and sisters. All the best to
Thank,
you. Assalamu
thank
alaikum
you
wa
so
rahmatullah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Have a nice
Areej Alastal joining us out of Gaza this morning. We're going to go for a break. We come back and we're going to be taking a look at the Wits Sibanye Stillwater Infinity Breach, an insult to the martyrs of Marikana.